Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing of the Motorola Edge. It may seem slightly different because usually I do unboxings and reviews of iPhone products, headphones, but I unbox and review all sorts of things, so um, this will be my actual first unboxing of an Android product, so I hope that you guys like it. But using the scissors here, I'm going to go ahead and cut the tape and get right into the box. Alright, perfect. So, getting into the box here, we have the Motorola Edge. Wow. And there's nothing else in the box. Alright, so I don't have a knife, I have scissors, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the tape on this. Oops, accidentally slipped. Side of my box is a little scratched up, but that's okay. We're here for the phone itself. Alright, so I have that cut. I'm gonna go ahead and slide this open here. Alright, wow. This is very, very nice. This is the Motorola Edge. Just gonna place that aside for now. See what else we got in the box here. So we have a USB wall wart, wall charger, whatever you'd like to call it. All right, and then it charges using USB-C. So it's USB to USB-C. I think that they kept the USB to USB-C so that way you can plug it into computers, because computers are still kind of moving to their point of accepting USB-C. There are a select number though that have already moved over, which is nice. Which is kind of good that they did that. I kind of wish though that it had USB-C to USB-C, just because once we get to all computers having USB-C, you're gonna have to get a new cord or an adapter. But all right, then you also have your warranty information here in the box, and a SIM ejection tool. It's actually a nice SIM ejection tool. Very nice quality. All right, other than that, there's nothing else in the box. So let's go ahead and finish up our wrapping here real quick. One thing I can say is this stuff is really wrapped. Here we go. Okay. Oops. All right. All right, in the moment we've all been waiting for, unwrapping this beauty right here. Sounds like I'm taking off candy wrapper. All right, we have it powered on. All right, perfect. So now that it's powered on, I'm gonna go ahead and go through the setup process, so that way you guys are able to see how it's set up. There may be a variation on how the setup process is, depending on which Android phone you're currently using or setting up, just because there are some slight variances in them. To get started though, you're gonna go ahead and press start on the screen. Alright, perfect. So now the next step is to remove the SIM tray from the top of the phone and insert your SIM card from your mobile network, and then also input your SD card if you have one. I'm going to go ahead and skip that step and connect to my network. And then during the Android setup process, it actually is going to check for updates before you fully set up the phone. So that way you can download and install those updates right then and there before you move further. And it does that because there's a lot of security patches that are added into different operating systems. So if it does the updates, then it adds the security patches, and it kind of forces people to have the update there. So a lot of times people will just press to do the update later, and they'll never get around to it, and then their data gets compromised, and it opens up a big can of worms and headache for the company, and also for, for Motorola and for Google. So that's why they do that. Next, it's going to ask if you want to copy any apps or data. I just skip past this point because I don't want to copy anything from, I don't have another Android phone to copy anything from, and I also don't want to copy anything from my iPhone over if that was even an option. So moving on to the next step, it asks you to sign in to your Google account, so I'm just typing that information in. Alright, and then the next step is it asks you to set up a passcode and also their version of, I guess you can call Touch ID or a fingerprint reader. The cool part about this phone that I really like is that the fingerprint reader is there, but it's built into the screen. So it's pretty cool because unlike the old iPhone where it had to have that big chin on the bottom in order to have like the fingerprint reader there, this is built into the screen. And it would actually be pretty cool if all phones had this. Like the iPhone and all Android phones and any Microsoft phones, if Microsoft phones are still relevant. Just because the fingerprint reader in the screen is pretty awesome. I mean, I love using my fingerprint more than my face sometimes, especially nowadays when we have to wear masks anyways because of COVID. So it's definitely a pretty cool and unique feature. All right, perfect. So now that we're done with adding the fingerprint so that way I can unlock my phone using my fingerprint, the next step is it's going to ask about setting up Google Assistant. Google Assistant is like the Siri equivalent on Google devices or Android devices. That way you're able to ask Google some helpful things, like you can ask Google to set an alarm for you or do reminders. It's literally the same thing as Siri. It may have a few more features though than Siri, which is something that a lot of people have been talking about for years, which is it's pretty cool. So if you do get to that point, I recommend that you go through and you actually set up the Google Assistant. And then last but not least, it goes through like this Motorola setup screen where it asks you to accept Motorola sharing your location for 5G access, so that way it can kind of determine your location. And the main reason for that is because when it comes to 5G, one thing a lot of people don't know is when you just see a standard 5G on your phone, that's multiple LTE towers that are actually positioned together to give you what's theoretical 5G speeds. Versus if you see like 5G UW, that's like ultra wideband. So that's the actual 5G that they've been advertising everywhere. Alright, so that is the unboxing and setup process for the Motorola Edge. If you guys like this video, make sure you guys thumbs it up, and make sure you guys subscribe to my channel for more. It'd be greatly appreciated. Other than that though, I hope to see you guys on the next video.